We cannot hide from evil. Be strong, my friend. Your aid brings hope to us all.
Please, proceed. Returning to work.
Faith, order. We must remember both.
Praise the machine.
good morning, hi, hello. It's way too freaking early, okay? It is way too early. Well, that's okay. We'll figure it out later. Alright. Let's just have a little fun today. You know? I'm hiding for right now. Mostly because I'm also eating and still waking up. And I could go walk to the bed at any moment and just go nighty poo. It's also going to be summer time here soon, which means I'm going to need to be up because you got to walk the dog at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Because even then it's 85, 90 degrees and you got to get him back in the house. It's just too hot. Even when the sun goes down, it's 100 plus. Alright, dude. So check this out. I have one vault slot. For the monk. If you guys are looking in chat, I posted, we're going to go monk into priest, into hunter, into shaman. Okay? The monk, I didn't do what I should have done last week. I should set a minimum for myself, which should be like at least a 10 for myth track, which we're more than capable of doing. Just got to be comfortable. And then I don't want to do my delves, but I do need hero track gear, and I don't feel like running raid 4 times right now, which would be like another heroic something. And I actually don't have a heroic group for my monk. My monk was mostly going to be made for Mythic Plus anyway. But we went to go check the catalyst, and we have 2 chargers this week, which is nice. We have 2 hero track pieces that we can catalyze for tier, which is also nice. We also have a hero track cloak that we can upgrade for free, which is also really nice. The problem is we really need a chess piece, okay? And because we didn't do our work, all we're going to have available to us is one 649 piece on the delve track. I should have done one more delve, and I should have done one mythic 10, but I didn't. So we'll have to rectify that this week, which means the monk, I mean, all my characters are probably about, they're definitely they're a solid week behind my main. I could catch them up, but that would be an extra week's worth of work in a week. That's not going to happen. So we just have one 649 piece. That's it. That's all we got. That's all we have to gamble with. On the delve track, I mean, at 649, so a piece that we can catalyze doesn't necessarily help. We have shoulders, and we have legs, and we have hero track gloves. All we need is a hero track chest, and tier-wise, like, we're set. So a hero track chest has like kind of been huge. It is the one thing that in the back of my mind, if I were to have been farming on my monk, it would have been for a hero track chest. And that would have just been like spamming 6s to try and get it, and I don't mind the upgrade track and whatnot. And then I would have been waiting for like this week. Actually, that's why I have 2 charges on my monk, because I've been saving one because I knew I had a raid fighter chest. And there's nothing I can do to get rid of it right now. I have champion chests, and I actually got the same drop twice. Thank you, world boss. Woohoo! Yeah, woohoo! I'm playing another leather class, and it's warbound until equipped. Woohoo! Woohoo! Really? Wait, really? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Am I that stupid? Was this sitting in my bank this whole time? Bruh, my disc priest would have loved this. I am actually an idiot. Oh my god. I did not even know. That I had this as a woo drop. This should have been in my freaking warband bank. My priest needed something to get rid of on a trinket, and I've been missing out on. I saw the 2 trinkets that I won in the game for my own characters, the carved Blaziken wax and the signet, both dropped while I was on alt runs, and I lost it both times. It's just, we taking L's out here, baby boy. Okay. Wow. This should have been in there for the disc freeze. Oh my. Is it a minute and a half cooldown? Oh, it's a freaking supercharge yourself with haste. The first ally healed directly is also charged to increase their haste by, which is like minor. It's a haste trinket that syncs up with ramp. Bro, that's an evangelism trinket. Oh, I am dumb. I am just dumb. This isn't gonna go to anybody right now. We're not playing Druid, we're not playing Rogue. And we are playing Monk. So yeah, that just goes nowhere. I forgot I had Warbound Glaives. Wow. Okay. We need to do a fucking gear check here soon. Check everybody's stuff, see where we're at. Okay. Yeah, that was also really cool last night too. That was fun. Coffers refilled, boys. Woohoo! We did a thing yesterday for sure. We absolutely did a thing, and we're better for it. You know, disc ramp trinkets all around. The person that's meant for will never know that I said that or hear it. But you know what? That doesn't matter. Hold on. See, I get so sidetracked. Okay, it's in the war bit. We'll worry about that when we get to the disc freeze. So the focus, if we even had focus, which we don't. But the focus was going to be open this vault. I believe, and truth be told, I didn't do anything on this character, so we'll take what we get. A hero track. You could get a lot of random hero track stuff here. So whatever. And just send it. Hero track chests. We prage. Oh, there's no way. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that I gambit and I got it. Bruh, clip it. Freaking clip it, man. Holy shice. That's the one thing we needed. The one thing we needed. We had one slot in the vault on the monk. One freaking slot. It could have been a catalyzed hero chest or tier hero chest. And we fucking hit. We need to go Gamba. Oh my God, clip it. Lord, have all of the mercy. Oh my word. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Bruh. Your boy about to hit that clip. Your boy's about to hit that clip. It could be up to a minute long. All right, we got to figure this out. I mean, I could start it right there. It'd be perfect. Bro, that's so good. Bro. The only thing else that I could do is like change the freaking, but it doesn't even matter. That's the only other thing that I would do. That's insane. Hmm? Hold on a second. Okay. I completely missed that. I'm getting a whispers on Discord about something, so I need to keep an eye on that. Bruh. So now, oh my god, we can go send a double catalyst, dude. Sorry for the break in between. I got a message I'm trying to keep tabs on to see if things are okay. All right, well. Okay. So I didn't need to do anything else. I did exactly what I needed to do. Bro, we're good. Bro, we're so good. That's so giga huge, man. That's so big. It's just so big, dude. I don't think I'm like, no, that means was my chess piece the last one that needs to go to 658, potentially? Did I not take one to 658 yet? I didn't. I mean, that's where, oh, we have 30, and that's where they go right now for sure, right? 658. The only thing I'd be missing would be, it looks like, my neck at 658, but this is only just to push crest caps. So I'll just make it a little bit smoother here. Wow. Wow. We should have free uppies as well. Yo. Free hero track uppies. Bro, we just got huge. And it's kind of side greedy, but it's the upgrade path, right? That we're looking at here. Yeah. Fucking look at these babies, bro. This is technically a free 658 hero track cloak as well. Just be a stat swap, but can still make it work. I'm not happy about losing the crit. How much haste? We're losing like 300 haste and swapping it all to versatility. It's like kind of whatever. I still have a lot of potential haste in the neck that we can get. Let's see. I think we're swapping this just straight on, right? Because it is upgrade. And then we're gonna need to go find all new enchants and everything too. Yo, so big, bro. Fucking huge. Get huge. Get so incredibly huge. Look at that. Hero track legs and hero track shoulders. Right? Now we have myth track helm, hero track shoulders, hero track gloves, hero track chest, hero track legs. Like this character's cooking, dude. Yeah. Changes to tier legs. And here's the tier shoulders. And we don't even look twice on this one, bro. We send both of these. Is there? Give me a 3-piece, and now I do this one a 4-piece. What a gamble! What a hit, bro. We're in the pocket. I think we'll need to. Actually, no. There we go. We should be all right. So I think we send on the chest as well too.
How fare you?
Send the 30 for the upgrade now. Only other thing we could do would be again farming for a hero track chest, but I'm just we're freaking cooking with gas right now. This character's so freaking geared right now, man. It's actually just insane. Reverb radio would be the next thing to chase, so we can run reverb and light shard together. I could live off that for sure. Just minding that message that I mentioned earlier. Give me a second. No, don't break anything.
May you find what you seek.
I don't even know what this tier set looks like. Hold on. No, that's the wrong one. It's this one, right? Wait, have I transmogged out of this? Wait, what the hell? This stuff is sick. What the fiery dragon mask is this shit? This is awesome. I need to get down on that. Alright. What the? It's actually kind of a sick set, dude. I don't. That one's not for me. I think this is what I was doing, but then I don't remember where that helm is. This one? No. The color doesn't match. I don't think I was running the helm. Oh, I missed this set that I was running from Pandaria. I really like that set for her. Yo, no, we're not running that. I need a good helm. Yeah, we'll let it be for right now. Or can we? Yeah, we'll do that for the moment. Sure. Okay. We'll go chase some frickin' enchants here soon, and then we're rocking. Full hero track. Almost max too. We need maybe 10 or 15. No, we need 10 because we're on an alt, right? Wow. We need 10 to take the 658. Then that should give us the meta achievement with everything at 658. And then we can send all of our crests that we get down into Gilded. And then it's just a Gilded grind and chase. The only thing... that's actually really true. Is that we could... because we're already here and we have so many other Gilded crests, some of the best Gilded crests we could probably do would be to slam this thing to 678 and just be done with this piece altogether.
Fair skies and strong winds.
Perfect. I don't know what else to say. That's like a no notes kind of a moment, dude. Like I'm awake. I am so incredibly awake right now. My goodness gracious. Okay. So that was giga huge. We go priest now. Everything else is just gravy at this point. Hey, real talk. All right. Why, oh why, oh why am I on a Prist? On a Prist. Well, to be fair, if you saw me, or you saw the lineup, the Priest was always in the 4. The Priest took the spot of the Evoker this season because AUG is kind of not functioning, and because I wanted to run double AUG in our group as a single one is a little bit lacking. Even it was heroic, so it really didn't matter anyway, but it just seemed like thematic and fun. It just the other guy didn't want to play anymore, and I didn't want to play single AUG, even though I really, really loved playing AUG. It was a lot of fun. but the AUG went on the bench for the season, and I put the priest in there, even as a low level, just to, if we do, and because priest is just always broken, dude, and specifically disc priest is just start of the season, it's bad, it's broken, it's not working right, it's not great. All of a sudden, it's the best thing ever. Everybody else is piss. So yeah, we picked up the priest. I did this off stream, and I'm thinking that I'm really bad at streaming, but I didn't want to do anything yesterday. It's kind of like my off day. But I was 617 yesterday. I had like a 518 cloak, which I think I just sold to the vendor a little while ago. I had this 593 trinket on. I had 630 random pieces all over. It was a new character, but hey, we know how to gear. We got lucky. We got really lucky in the last two delves. Last time we did two things at the end of the night. The last two delves, we literally got neck and trinket, which were the two lowest pieces that I had. They're beans, but we have them now. So let's start on. Well, let's not go break that seal just yet, or maybe we can go look. Again, I hate that once you complete a week, you don't get to see where your vault was. This would have been Raid Finder all at the top, Mythic 2s. I think I finished my Mythic 2s that I wanted to do. So this should be Hero Raid Finder track, Hero track, and then I did do a few 8s, which weren't too bad. So there should be some Hero track loot in here. We can take pretty much anything. This is early. We hard forced our 4-piece, so we don't have catalyst charges. So, but again, we, woke up, made a character, slammed gear on it. There. Now it has something. 642 with 4 pieces is enough to start learning how to play the class, even if your stats and everything are off. Let's go take a little peeky poo, because this should have been yours from the get-go, hon. I am so sorry. What eye level is this? And it's 626. Wow, that could have been a free 639 that's actually useful, that we can just trinket immediately to evangelism and walk away in life. I will pretty much never use Golden Glow Sensor because the heal on that is, or the shield is fucking terrible. The Buren from DFC is way better if you're actually using a shielding trinket. And if I'm going to use an active trinket, we're not going to use anything that's going to mess with our ramp trinket. So this right now is our baby house of cards. You know what? Now that I see the homie, I'm pretty sure the homie was using a 130 trinket. I think he was double using, but he was using 130 trinkets. So he was grabbing ramp trinkets as well. We'll talk about my hunter when we get there. Warrior, rogue, monk, evoker. I mean, this goes immediately to our lovely little evoker. I'm not saying I'll play 5 characters this season. I probably won't. But hey, you never know. Evoker. Look at that. 2 evoker male pieces right there. A 3rd piece. That's actually 3 piece. Wait, this is actually just 3 piece for my evoker already. What? Could just turn it on. Yeah, I'm going to start playing AUG. Yeah, I'll learn Dev real quick. Probably not going to learn Prez. This should have been yours. I am so sorry, sweetheart. Minute and a half cooldown. This 100% should have been yours all day, every day.
My directive has
Raid Finder Trinket could change that, because if we got Raid Finder House of Cards, that would be good enough for right now to start. Nothing on the Raid Finder track is going to be particularly great, considering that we've kind of already... We hit 1 crest cap, which was a 632, or we hit 1 eye level crest cap, which was 632. The next one would be 645 in all slots, and getting veteran gear maxes at 645, and I think most of the slots we already have veteran / champion pieces, stuff we want to upgrade out of anyway. But trinket Trinkets would be Giga in that slot. Hero track weapon is probably okay. It's probably okay. But we have the smorgasbord. We have the full suite of shite. So, here we go. We rage, baby. And ooh, I see a suspicious energy drink for a passive trinket already. Oh, that's a hero. No, it's not. It's a hero track chest that we could catalyze, which would be nice. But as soon as I saw petticoat, I immediately thought, like, I'm sorry, petticoat of the self-stylized and it drops off. You can't tell me that doesn't sound like it's a preset. Like, this absolutely sounds like it was going to be a preset. Tune-up tool belt, veteran track. So on the veteran track, we got legs, which we would not use. We got, I believe these are technically secondary bis boots. Belt is whatever. The chest we could catalyze. Before I go run off, I do not believe that we have a catalyst charge. Unless we got one this week, so we might have an extra one, in which case we could catalyze the hero chest. I'm not going to lie. This is a good passive trinket. We could actually just have trinkets semi-done. Because the only other thing that we're going to want is an IF Kazan. Haste with major versatility. That doesn't move the meter for me. And then haste with versatility on boots. Just to get a trinket the frick out of the way. But you know what's going to happen is that we're going to do our delves this week. And our hero track piece is going to be what? It's going to be a trinket. We know it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. I am inclined to say this because it lets us drop sensor. It lets us, like, we completely just swap around our trinkets. We drop sensor, we pick up Abyssal Volt. Now we have a ramp trinket with a mastery proc in the pocket. This is just okay. 10 seconds of mastery, whenever, is just kind of whatever. It feels kind of like Shaman, where I'm not healing when a proc went out. Well, not my fucking problem, bro. The only other fair trade would be, and I think we should probably do our due diligence just to make sure. Oh, we're sitting on hero shoulders. Oh, Jesus. I forgot about that. I forgot we're sitting on hero track shoulders. Do we have a charge? I burned all of my charges to hit this. Okay, yeah. So we do have a charge this week. I'm still inclined to do the trinket, dude. Because I can wait a couple of weeks. This isn't even capped out. We did a Raid Finder chest before anyway. We're unfortunately veteran in all of these slots. It's the only one that we could actually bump up right. If you're going to my trinkets are beans, bro. My trinkets are straight beans. It's so hard not to. It is so incredibly hard not to. My gut tells me take the trinket. Catalyze the shoulders. They are elite shoulders too. So we have a tertiary on there. This is the only other thing that we'd grab, and it just to give us start getting hero track tier, but we have hero track tier. The other trade-off would be what? So we take the chest, we catalyze, we can only catalyze one piece. I think we would catalyze the chest anyway because the chest gives us the most stats. We take the trinket, and then the other one is just a stat stick until we figure out our hero track piece, right? There's a small world where we go do delves and we do a hero track, and this is the drop that we get, and that would feel terrible, but we also can't foresee that. I also don't have too much concern about where this this character lies. Dude, doing 2s just for hero track here for your vault is low-key really good, man. Why would you do 8s and 11? You just freaking spam some 2s. And you don't have to kill heroic bosses either. I'm gonna want to catalyze these anyway because they have a tertiary. All right, here's what we're gonna do. And these are 649. These will still upgrade. No, I can't upgrade these because they were my my free upgrade for the other ones. Okay, I think we take this, we catalyze, we take this. It's a good passive trinket that should do pretty well by us. The only other trade-off for vaults is to go run your stuff, see what you do and don't get, and then say, oh, hey, yeah, I chose the right thing. But that's so much extra work. That is just so much extra work. There's one thing I wanted to check, which was, I do want to look and see. Let me look up disc crease. And I'm going to assume, do they give you... That's kind of wild. They don't even acknowledge that as like a trinket. Funhouse. They mention Golden Glow sensor, but they don't mention... Is the proc just too small of a window for them to feel like it's actually worth taking? Let's try questionably epic. Can we /simc? Yes, sir. And let's import some gear and submit. Do I have to change it? See, that's kind of what I thought. All right, and then just for gets and shiggles, drop the max down to 658 is like the biggest one we could get, which would be a max level normal trinket. It's still pick me up. Pick me up is super broken. Moxie's jug for the extra crit, which we're running that as well. The third best trinket on there is suspicious energy drink. Right? That's for dungeons, which makes sense. For raid, Ayakazan House of Cards is like duh. Right? Funhouse Lens is also a 1.5-minute ramp trinket that syncs up. Abyssal Volt actually has... Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. That's so good. Yeah, Abyssal Volt is actually ranked up there. Again, 1.5-minute ramp trinket. Like, it's perfectly fine. That gives you haste during your ramp. As far as like a passive trinket, Suspicious Energy Drink is genuinely just fine. It's not really a baby IF Kazan, but like the idea is kind of the same. And that's for raid, but we're not doing raid. We go dungeon, and yeah, Suspicious Energy Drink is my third best trinket, with Abyssal Volt actually still showing up as well. Because again, until you get House of Cards, and then House of Cards loses House of Cards loses value, I guess, because maybe you're using Evangelism less for 1.5-minute ramps and more for the heal. Because you may not need a 1.5-minute ramp. Bruh. It felt like this. I just needed a little bit of confirmation bias. Just a little bit of confirmation bias. Now we're good. Yeah. We take the drink. We slam the Abyssal Volt. We slam this. Oh, that was the plan as soon as we saw it, man. This trinket is so good. Just looking at it seems like it's good. Yep, we grabbed that. That's our ramp trinket now. This is our passive stat stick. We are partially a real healer now. Goodness gracious. We can't double them up to 649, but we can get a couple of free uppies if we have the Valor Stones for this one right here. We have a few. This would be 10. What is this? Carved Crest? Oh, we'll send Carved Crest for that, dude. That's not a problem. We're just a few short for sitting at the 645, which would be fine. But for free, upgrading that right there. 400 intellect, which is, again, huge. Oh my god, and an eye level up. Jeez, dude. This is actually kind of crazy. Slash macro. We could do, actually, we did the effects later when we were talking about the monk as well, too. So we'll just, we know that we push this button and this button together, and now we have haste during, which, like, I kind of want to see. So let's just pretend we do this and this. Give us like 9% haste, and then we like PI somebody. Yo, we're zooming. First person you heal. Your next direct healing spell. So like it would have to be that. And then it gives them 1,000 haste on top of PI could actually be kind of disgusting. Like, you're not always going to sync it up, but that person could be zooming for 10 seconds. Absolutely ripping it up. We have Hero Track Shoulders for the tertiary. We have an extra catalyst charge today. We still haven't picked up the 2K charge here, which would probably be fairly easy. You can just run start running 6s. And then you could say that theoretically, if we were planning on pushing 2K, we could have pushed 2K, grabbed the chest, catalyzed both, so have Hero Track. But I think getting your trinkets to a basically semi-bis state is just so good. You're going to end up getting so much freaking free main stat off of these 2 slots. Yep. And now we have Hero Track Shoulders. Now, just curious, let me take a look. Girl, you blink, I'm gonna be right behind y'all. Oh, my homie's at 660. Okay, never mind. JK. What a vibe. What an absolute vibe. Okay? We've got some homework to do on some of these, but like this is it's pretty good. That's huge upgrades, dude. I have 3 healers that are just about to be cranking. Am I a healer main, man? Is something wrong with me? Yeah, I just like healing. Okay. So we play. Oh, did he hit me back? Yeah, you in Discord? Mm-hmm. Where's he at? I'll hop and do space. There we go. Having fun. Okay. We need to get on the hunter now. So we have to talk about something that happened last night. Okay. And I didn't stream last night, and I so wish I would have. Number one, the guildies progged OAB last night. If you don't know, that's One Armed Bandit. They absolutely progged One Armed Bandit last night, and for what it's worth, I thought they would have a little bit more trouble with it. Maybe I'm just thinking of like how the fight was in the first couple of weeks, but they did really, really well. I was sitting outside for a little while to have my allotment of White Claws before stepping in the raid. I also had the night off for once, so I was just kind of like chilling. I grinded all day. I was like, they're gonna be working on OAB all night, right? I figured they would be in there all night. I'll jump in a little bit later. They like to figure out the fight. They don't like to have someone like spoil it for them, and I was probably in a spoiling mood, so just let them grind for a little bit. But just kind of like talking some crap, and then eventually like, I'll go ahead and hop in there. But they had progged the fight. They figured out the order that they wanted to do. The only change I ended up suggesting at some point was when we got close to a kill. I said multiple times, like, you guys, like, this dies tonight. This so freaking dies tonight. The only thing I suggested was one of the combos that they were doing was putting out bombs right when we had to swap to the ads. And I'm like, that overlap is just a little bit rough. Like, if we move it back, it might be okay. Maybe if we move back less. And we said, no one the less, but we'll move back the combination, the move combination. Perfectly fine. No big deal. Next pool. On the pool, I screw my CDs up. I'm like, guys, I bet we're gonna kill at this pool because I completely fucked my opener. Hit like 2 buttons and then went Aspect of the Wild instead of Best of Wrath, and I don't even think I hit my potion. I was just like, I just fucked everything up. I'm so sorry. I don't even know. Was I not popping? Oh, I wasn't even using my freaking tempered potion, Mac. Oh my god, I was actually griefing last night. That's pain. Well, maybe, because this is my Mythic Plus spec, so that might not actually be true. But that means I wasn't doing it in Mythic Plus, so there's that as well. Killed the boss in, I think it was 19 pulls, and then a kill, so it'll be 20 pulls. I think that's great prog for that boss. It's not hard. It's just a couple of DPS checkpoints, and they're not overgeared. We're not overgeared. But they did really well. They did incredibly well, which was nice. So they are now, what am I doing? I gotta change the thing. Hold on. I just remembered something. I'll save on Koala. When I go, I guess I'll just save everything for when I land on that tune. Okay, when I get on Koala, I gotta change the guild message to 6 out of 8. I hope they get a strong re-clear. Actually, I hope they just have a good rate. Well, no, it'll be Tuesday, so I'll probably be around on Monday. So I might be around for whatever they finish up. So yeah, I hope they have a good re-clear. Hunter had, let's see, some delves, some heroic, 1 dungeon, which was a 10 that we did last night because one of the guild homies offered to take people on a 10. Now, this particular guild homie is another healer in the group. And last night, House of Cards dropped for the first OAB kill, which is ginormous. I'm sure everybody was thirsting over that trinket, right? Your boy slammed Need immediately and stuck his chest out with a 90. And that sucker went right into my inventory, all right? There's no House of Cards in there. There's no House of Cards there. There's a nice chunk of change down there. I did not do what you guys think I did, but it did happen though. All right. I'm an agent of chaos, and when I saw House Cards drop, to me, in my mind, yeah, I could definitely take it. And as I look, like if you look on the best in slot for hunters, like House of Cards is actually there. The only other trade off would be Signet, and it's really easy. On use trinket, one's a minute and a half that gives you mastery, which is technically damage. For a hunter, it's your pet's damage, which is where most of your damage comes from anyway. And then the other is a 2-minute cooldown that gives you your highest stat, which right now for me would be crit, which is unfortunate because it just gives me more crit and puts me over the crit cap, which is why I think technically House of Cards is better. It's a minute and a half versus a 2-minute trinket, which means that the minute and a half trinket doesn't quite sync up as well, but you do have the option of when it is up and you're desynced, you can slam it into, let's say, like a Bestial Wrath and still get really good value out of it, right? Let's see. Yeah. I also just got done playing Disc and figuring out that because I had seen this constant thing. So for Resto Shaman, it doesn't show up as a Bis trinket, or at the very least, you'll get the note that like this minute and a half trinket is a little bit better for ramp classes that actually have usually some sort of short cooldown that signifies with their like small burst ramp window, right? Technically for monk, it's like okay. I can't speak for caster monks, but I know that for Fistweave, it technically is the same issue with hunters, where Chi is a minute cooldown and the trinket is a minute and a half, right? So you'll get it and you'll alternate uses, or same thing with Signet. It's a 2-minute cooldown with a 1-minute use, so you're using it every other, right? It doesn't sync up perfect, but it's probably better for those classes. The mastery in that situation is just pure healing for the monk. Mastery in the situation for Disc Priest is more atonement healing, which is just more flat healing when you're about to put your atonements out anyway. Hey, what's up, dude? Okay. Alright, guys. We back. I'm gonna go downstairs get some more coffee. That's wild. Yeah, I thought he was talking about like wow, bro. It was like, hey, yo, can I like see what time you guys are raiding and stuff like that? He's like, no, my girlfriend's been with me. Oh, okay. I sorry, actually. I'm pretty sure dude just fell asleep. All right. Yeah. Hope you get some rest, bro. Rest, relax, and reset. Oh, freaking K. So, I was yapping about something, and I don't even remember anymore. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. I got 50K for House of Cards last night. I did not ask. I got the trinket. I immediately opened up trade with the Dispriest in the group and slammed it in their inventory. The window closed. They opened it again. I slam it back in there. They slammed 50K. I'm like, fuck it. Dude, fuck it. Send it, dude. So we're feeling good right now, bro. We're eating hella good. Bruh, the coffers have been refilled. Yo. Did I get a Warbound freaking leather chest again? Wow. So exciting. Very much. Wow. Fucking A, man. Did I even look at my vault yet? No, I didn't. Hunter should have a big fat vault. Hunter should have a big fat vault. We just prayed here. We'll take whatever. Mythic shoulders. Hero track. Ooh, wait. I mean, it's the myth track shoulders, right? They're a straight upgrade already. To 658. But see, that's going to stop, right? I think we just take this. Oh, we're going to lose so much haste for it, though. We're so far over the freaking crit cap, dude. We're so far over. I can sim this, but I don't really even think that it's worth it to do it. Yeah, sure. I am streaming to the void right now, but I'm going to keep doing my thug fizzle. I don't mind vibing for a little while. Yeah, oh. Yeah. Yeah, distract and take your mind off. I'll give you the full rundown and gamut because the day was freaking awesome. All right. So we're going to jump on the Mizunk. So I've been playing Mistweaver Monk. Mistweaver. I actually started playing Mistweaver in the Mists of Pandaria remix. I did play a few different iterations of Monk as it came out. I healed as Mistweaver for like a second, but I never really cared for the playstyle. I was really, really getting into my Shaman. And then I ended up really falling in love with Brewmaster. I swapped from healer to DPS for one run to the guild tank back in BFA for Desara lore. I remember the exact boss too. It was the council fight right before Rosticon. We had 2 paladin tanks. One of them could not understand the fight. Took it over, ran it as Dwarf DK, obliterated it. The next year I swapped to Monk. Because I just thought Monk was really cool. I like the way that Brewmaster Monk kind of gears. You can kind of go heavy crit. I love the fact that you have an ability that lets other people's heals have an increased chance to crit, I think it is. Or like their crit heals do more healing on you. It's some weird mechanic. But Monk is just fun. It just doesn't see a lot of play. But Remix came out, and I was like, well, I kind of want to try Mistweaver, and it seemed like the perfect place where you can just play whatever the hell you want. It doesn't really matter. So I played Mistweaver, learned a little bit of the mechanics, and really kind of fell in love with Fistweave for sure. And I was just like, well, if I'm not going to play Disc Priest, this is probably the next closest damage to healing type of class that you can run. That's at least somewhat semi-interesting. So that's a little backstory on the Monk. But this week we were rocking a Raid Finder chest, and we had some normal tier pieces on. We had a couple of heroic track pieces that were ready for a catalyst. We had an extra catalyst charge that we hadn't used yet, mainly because I was holding one after I got my 4-piece to find a hero track chest to try and catalyze to get that upgrade slot, because everything else is like okay. It's like okay. So we go to our vault today, and I had a very, very lazy week on the Monk compared to everybody else, which is why I popped the Monks first. And we only had one slot here in the world slot, and it was for tier 11 delves, and a 649 piece. And before I opened, I pretty much said, the only thing we really care about is a heroic chest piece, because I just don't want to go farm it, or I need to go farm it. And then I can go use my catalyst charges on my shoulders and my chest, or my shoulders and my legs at some point. But we crack open the frickin' vault, and what's sitting in there? Fucking Hero Track tier piece chest. Let's go. So we slam the Hero Track tier piece chest. We have 2 catalyst charges. We can catalyze the shoulders. We catalyze the legs. Now we have Hero Track gloves, Hero Track legs, Hero Track chest, Hero Track shoulders, and we already got our Myth Track helm. For having one frickin' slot, we gambled and we won. We're feeling good. We are cruise control. I did not really do much on the Monk this week, so at some point we'll probably start filling out 6s, 7s, and 10s, because I think my Monk is way past that point. I just need to be comfortable playing her. So we can gamba and hit on the first tune, cruise control. Then we jumped over to the Priest. The Priest was actually the Evoker. So I was running this for my Season 1 setup. Literally every single male class and a Monk. And the male classes were all taken care of, mostly. The Monk was in blues the entire season. I just did not play Monk. I was too busy. Evoker was way too fun. Shaman's way too fun. And Hunter's my only DPS that I play. I don't play anything else. But this season, since Evoker is, and especially Og Evoker, is in a very weird sort of a spot, my Priest was 71. And I said, Disc always is good. Disc is always good. At some point, it's going to be good. And guess what? Right now, Disc is getting broken again. Just a different flavor. So yesterday, I think my Priest has been 80 for maybe about 2.5 weeks. Haven't done anything on her. We logging yesterday, we had picked up a couple pieces just from leveling. Actually, one of the main reasons we swapped to the Priest was for all of the Warbound until equipped gear that I got. the majority that I've been stockpiling has been fucking cloth pieces. So since season 1, my warband bank has been screaming, play a cloth user, play a cloth user. Thought maybe mage, nah, priest, sure. So I was really more so happy to hit 80 and just funnel all this gear. Otherwise, it's just going to get disenchanted into rank 1 mats anyway. The other one that got buffed up was my DK. My DK had a bunch of fucking plate gear sitting in there. I've also never played Frost before, so fuck it. We might figure out how to play Frost. Cool. All gravy. Did a lot of work on the priest last week. You're gonna level a tune. It's easy to get some of like the early stages of gearing done. You can blast through LFR and be mindless about it. I spam 2s because apparently 2s give you 649 gear, which is busted as shite for your vault. That's just, you have to do 8 2s, but you get freaking 649 gear when you're rocking piss veteran gear all over the place. But the priest was cool because we started so freaking late in the season, we had a bunch of catalyst charges, and as soon as I got a couple of pieces that were worth, it just, everything was, who cares if they're veteran, just slam your 4-piece, and then we'll just do the hero or the champion and hero chase after the fact. I don't remember all the stuff that we got, but like we had a bunch of funneled stuff. I still had quite a few. I think my lowest piece was like 517, and then I was like 517, 597 pieces, and then like a 593 trinket, and then I got some stupid DPS trinket as well too. So like everything was just wrong. Everything was just wrong. I think we had, no, that wasn't even there yet either. Do I have the shitty green? Yeah, I have the trinket right here. So it was like this, and like this, and then some green shit, and then some other shit. Well, I had a blue neck too. It was really bad. I was really close to crafting. Get to the end of the last night, do my last 2 delves. 1 drops a neck, 1 drops a trinket. Cool. 639 pieces. Those were my last 2 slots that were terrible. We're freaking fine. Got enough crests and did the Galliwex line to say fuck it. 658 crafted offhand, like just gearing correctly, right? Got a few more pieces under the belt. Slam a consecrated cloak. Now we've got both of those up there. 658, good break point. I've really been using the crest max levels to set my breakpoints for gears, so you can hit the crest conversion and start rolling your crest down. So here you want to get 632 in every single slot if you can, 645 in every slot if you can, and then we get a 658 because then by then you're transferring your rune crest into your gilded, and you're in the last little bit of your gearing journey. So I think I started with actually trying to make sure everything was 632. Spending weathered crest and carved crest is perfectly fine because those are just piss crests, right? Once you get to runed and gilded, that's where you start kind of, okay, do I want to invest it here, or are there situations where instead of investing 4 upgrades worth of rune crests, you can find some homies, get into a 6, run 5 or 6 dungeons, get a 655 base drop, and now you don't have to upgrade that anymore, except for like 1 more time to get the 658, and then you into the gilded crest. So we went 632 in all slots. We got pretty decently lucky. So I got a token, and then I think I had 2 like woo pieces from like world bosses and shit, and then I got 1 other run, and I was like, you know what, fucking I had an Omni token. I took the Omni token, slammed the other 3 pieces in the catalyst, and just said, well, there's 4 pieces, we're done, we're good. Okay, in the vault this week, so this vault was fucking filled out. This was Raid Finder all up top, Mythic 2 hero track all the way across, and then I think we had 2 slots for delves, because I'm sorry, we're outside of week 1, dude. I'm not playing my main doesn't need it anymore. I'm not running 8 delves. I'm just not doing that. I don't need the hero track pieces that bad, especially from delve track as well too. But she had like absolutely full vault. There was a hero track chess piece that I could have grabbed, but, and this is what was cool this morning, I look on my monk and I check in their bag and I see a trinket. And I'm like, I know what that trinket is. It's this like 1.5 minute blue bubble thing right here that does something. It's like, okay, it's intellect, and then you use it, you get haste for a little bit, and the first person you heal also gets haste. Okay, cool things, awesome. But it's a 1.5-minute trinket. And we were talking to the people earlier today when we traded out that house of cards. Part of the reason I gave it away, even though it was on my hunter, was that it's a 1.5-minute trinket. It's not a 2-minute trinket. It doesn't quite sync up with everything. It's still really good. It just doesn't hard sync up. Well, you know what it does hard sync up with? People have 1.5-minute cooldowns. You know who has 1.5-minute cooldowns? Fucking Dispriest. You know why? Because they ramp. It's a ramp trinket. And I'm like, wait, I'm starting to recognize that. And I look at my bag and I'm like, have I been sitting on a fucking ramp trinket this whole time? When yesterday I was screaming that I like needed a fucking trinket drop and I get one at the last second and it's not even what I want? And I'm trapped with another trinket? Well, on the bottom row of my vault, there's another trinket in there. And I'm like, okay, so either we take the Hero Track chest, and I actually had Hero Track shoulders in there too, but they only have one catalyst charge because I went so freaking ham in last week to getting all the gear up. So I've either got to take the chest and pass up on the trinket, and I think I still use, because this one was actually a warbound version of the trinket, so this was just free for me to transfer around. So it was pretty much pick this up and take it because it's going to sync up with evangelism. It's the perfect little ramp trinket. And then I don't want double on use. I need a passive trinket. Oh wait, there's actually a pretty good passive trinket sitting in my vault, and I'm just like thinking to myself, okay, think of the trinket. Mastery proc, Dispriest, that's fine. We're eventually going to stack a little bit more mastery, and mastery is just actually really good for Dis. It's more healing through atonement and more shielding. Perfect. Not a bad stat. Want to get our crit and our haste up first, and then kind of roll into the mastery, but it's still pretty good. 10-second proc that you're not going to track means that like it's going to happen and you're not going to be healing. It's whatever. But in the context of things, when you're thinking about, I need a passive trinket because I'm not going to go double on use, especially on a healer, you need a good passive stat stick. And I'm in my head, I'm like, there's not going to be very many other passive trinkets other than Moxies from Raid, other than Eye of Kazan, which is technically BIS. Your BIS setup would be Eye of Kazan, House of Cards. Cool. Mastery trinket that stacks main stat through the freaking roof and then starts to proc healing. Eye of Kazan. Stupidly good. House of Cards. 1.5 minutes, roll yourself in and give yourself mastery. Keep ramping it every time you get later in the fight. It's just stupid good. All right. Well, what if we get a ramp trinket and a passive trinket that basically do the same fucking thing as like the kids from, if this is like Eye of Kazan and House of Cards at home. It's 100% what it is, and I love it. So went back and forth, went on Questionably Epic to look up what was there. And, so I look on my Dispriest guide on Icy Veins, doesn't even list, for some reason, doesn't even list, is Abyssal Volt on here? Yeah, Abyssal Volt isn't even on this list as like a substitute ramp trinket, and it absolutely should be. I don't understand why it's not. Yes, Funhouse Lens is there. Yes, Signet is there, but like it's a 1.5-minute ramp trinket. Like there's nothing wrong with that when you probably need haste early on anyway. And the bottle's not on here either, but they do have ramp trinkets. They have Quick on here. They have Golden Glow Sensor, which is fucking beans compared to Buren. But they don't have that. Okay, so let's do some more work. We go on Questionably Epic. We tried to put in our stuff, and they said, oh, you're on your shaman, and that SimC doesn't match. Okay, fine. We swap it up. We look at dungeon. We look at raid. And what does it say? Your top trinkets at max 658 eye level. So keep it in the gear of like normal range, right? Max normal gear. Best trinket, Mr. Pick Me Up. Super obvious. The trinket is busted beyond belief. I have 2 now, and yeah, it's disgusting. It usually does like anywhere from 5 to 15% of your healing, depending on the fucking pull and how many times it procs. It's a dumb trinket. Mugs is, it's not Mugsy, because it wouldn't be, okay, Mugs is Moxie Jug. There we go. Stack and crit trinket. I love this thing on my shaman. Double passive trinket with this thing is fucking cracked. The third best trinket, Suspicious Energy Drink. Oh, the one that was in my vault at a Hero Track. A Hero Track Delve trinket that's actually highly rated. That's usually what you want out of your Delve Track because that's some of the best gear that comes out of there. Boom. All right, you know what? We take that. You go a few more steps down, and Abyssal Volt is there right under House of Cards which makes me wonder, fucking why, right? Like, why is the Mr. Pick Me Up passive, Moxie's passive, energy drink passive, unstable power suit core passive, reverb radio passive, funhouse lens, the first on-use trinket that we get that's rated up there, which means that double passive trinket is actually the way that you're probably supposed to go in the dungeon setting right now, is funhouse lens, house of cards, abyssal fold. All of those are minute and a half trinkets. Every single one of those is a minute and a half trinket. They're all ramp trinkets. And they're all rated under that. And the only thing I can think of is that in a dungeon environment, your evangelism is less about the ramp and the extension more than it is, and I've seen some notes about this, than it is like an on-use emergency heal. So dungeon-wise, I guess the ramp trinket kind of falls off because there isn't really going to be ramp in a dungeon, because what you're going to do is power word radiance. Oh, hey, everybody has it. Oh, hey, I put a power word shield on the tank, and I've got 3 GCDs to figure out what to do before the next one. I can power word radiance again. Oh, somebody's out of range of my power word radiance. I can toss a renew on them. I'm technically ramped. You can still evangelism proc to extend that, but the windows that you're going to need to ramp and how long you're going to have to ramp over the course of that trinket is much lower. So I think the value in a dungeon goes down, but I still see suspicious energy drink in there, and this character is primarily for fucking dungeons anyway. So that looked like a bis fucking trinket to me. And then that left me with, well, do I want the Goblin Grenade, which is a minute and a half on use trinket? Okay, I'm already hating it. And it does damage, which is going to convert nothing into atonement healing. Nope, that thing was beans from the get-go. I actually didn't realize that for the first few runs. My loot spec was on Shadow. So I got a Shadow trinket. Whoopsie. Ran a Delve. Got this one. Golden Glow Sensor. This is the third shielding trinket that I've seen. I think the first one that came out of Delves was a no main stat big heal at the, or big shield at the time trinket that also really fell off and poorly scaled. But I looked at it one time, I was like, it's like a pretty big shield. Ran before a run, and I was like, there's no main stat on this. This thing is fucking beans. And I just tossed that thing into the freaking garbage. I don't even remember the name of it anymore. When Golden Glow came out and it dropped, I looked and I thought it was the same trinket, but no, it has main stat, but it's the exact same problem. It's a baby shield. It's 639 for less than 1 million damage on a 1 minute CD. Comparatively speaking to Buren, it makes sense. The thing about Buren that I need to double check the numbers on, but the way that Buren works, and I brought this up to my tank who literally laughed in my face when I said, hey, yeah, there's a few sites that are saying that like Buren is like an underrated trinket, and like I kind of want to pick it up, and like this is what I really want out of DFC. I want this carved blaziken wax. I've seen it drop 3 times. I haven't won it once. But this is just a versatility proc. And this isn't on my disc brace. This is just in general. Like I want carved blaziken wax. It's just a very, very good trinket. But where's it at? Oh, my spec is still Shadow. Was I? No disc. Okay. I don't know why that's there. All right. Should be under Candle King. Yeah. Buren is a way bigger shield at a lower eye level, right? This is a 636 version, and it's got a 2.1 million shield. This is a 639 version, and it has a sub million shield. I've procced this even with Atonement on. Atonement doesn't boost the healing. It's like 758 with like scaling. It's piss. It's literal piss. Better trinket, has a minute and a half cooldown, partially because of the larger absorb, but also because there's this wording that says which absorbs 50% of their damage taken. To me, this is a 50% DR while the shield holds. It's not going to hold a very long time, even with scaling. I think right now, on average, I'm putting up like a 3.5 million shield on my shaman, who's the one who uses it like regularly. But while it holds, if you're taking 50% less damage, you are pretty much not going to be one shot, at least until it like breaks through the shield. And if I'm not mistaken, this should increase the shield's value by 50%. Because if you're taking a hit for 1 million, that million should get cut in half while the shield holds, which would be 500k, that would go into the shield, right? You take another million hit. That million hit comes through as 500k, which is absorbed into the shield. You took 2 hits for 2 million damage, and you've absorbed a million. Yeah, and you've taken no damage. I think that's how the trinket works. And if it does, this has made it so if a tank goes in on a pull, their opener is a little bit smoother. If you're in a situation, when you're in a situation when you have a double dispel or a double dot situation, let's say there are 2 bosses in Cinder Bermudery. The first boss puts 2 undispellable debuffs on 2 targets, or puts a undispellable debuff on 2 different targets. Ipa, the same one in that same dungeon, spits out 2 dots, but one is dispellable, one is not. And it's essentially a 2-second choice. You can dispel one person, and the other person has to rot. And by the time your dispel comes up, there's only going to be 1 or 2 ticks left on the other person, which means you have to heal through it. You have to survive through it. Well, what if I dispel one, throw a shield on another? 2 ticks of that rot are going to eat through the shield, but that's 2 ticks out of what is probably 6 to 8. That's a huge TR. And now I have those extra GCDs to catch up and actually apply the patch when I'm not something like a Disc Priest that can shield through it or Atonement Heal blast through it. A Shaman just has to, I need a 1.5 seconds to heal you, buddy. I can't tell you anything else. Sorry. That's all I got. If it gives you an extra GCD or 2, it's that much better. I forget how I got on that, but Golden Glow Sensor, and this was what I was running with. I think this is a terrible trinket. It's a terrible version of this trinket, which is actually low-key really good. But we're not going to use that one on the Disc Priest. From this, it seems like for dungeon, your top trinkets are Mr. Pick Me Up, Muggs' Moxie Jug, Suspicious Energy Drink, Unstable Power Suit Core, and Reaper Radio. Those are all passive trinkets. All passive trinkets. If you want a ramp trinket, you go Funhouse Lens, you go House of Cards, you go Abyss of Volt. There is even a world where you just say, no, you could just run Pick Me Up and this, and your trinkets are just passive stat sticks, and you just heal. I think that's probably the way you go in a dungeon setting with a Disc Priest. You just push buttons, and they're not trinket buttons. In a raid setting, it says Eye of Kazan, House of Cards. That's just too easy to figure out. Eye of Kazan is a ridiculous trinket. So we can get this right here. Shift J up. A little Shift J right there. You got a little Rady Poo, little right there. Chrome King Gallywix, Eye of Kazan. Passive Mastery, which is just, what's that? Probably like 2-3%, just straight healing for no reason. And then once you rack up to 20 stacks, you're making, I think you have to get to like 5 stacks to be equivalent to like the same eye level trinket, 10 stacks to be like above, and then from there you're scaling. It's something like that. But like when you look at the numbers, you have to, this trinket is bad for main stat in short fights or Mythic Plus where you can't keep the stacks up. Because 293, let's see, at 632 eye level, we could get that to, it's going to be lower than the 3600, but like, let's just do like numbers really quick because I'm curious. So this is 293 times 20. So you're looking at 29 doubled, which is going to be 58. So at base, it was what I thought. You need 10 stacks for it to be even mildly close to the same stat budget for your main stat on a trinket, which actually makes the trinket bad, right? 293 times 10 is just 2,930 intellect. 2930 intellect at a 632 is significantly below. I mean, we could go up to 632 would take us to 645. There. That would take us to 3K. That's at 645. It's still on a lower budget than at 639. The 639 Abyss of Volt has more passive, but once you get past that 10, 12, 15 mark, that's where it starts to scale, and you start to get the budget of a trinket and a half, almost 2 trinkets. And that's where this trinket becomes really, really good, which is why I can see that this is more of a raid trinket setup. And then House of Cards, you're specifically going to be ramping within timed windows. A minute and a half is probably about right when you're healing. There's a lot of every 30 seconds healer do something. So it just makes sense. And then the next follow-ups to that was Ayakazan, House of Cards, Funhouse Lens fits right under that. Abyssal Volt is also 5th there. Again, minute and a half ramp trinkets. So you see the minute and a half ramp trinkets are lower rated in a dungeon, but they literally swap spots when you get into raid. And then you're still looking at stuff like Mr. Pick Me Up is always still good. Moxie's Jug is still good. Apparently Spy Masters is still out there as a possible fucking, but I'm sure nobody's still using that. So there's, when I looked at the vault, and this bottom row had the Suspicious Energy Drink, and this one had the Heroic Chest, I could take the Heroic Chest and catalyze one piece this week, and then in 2 weeks I could catalyze the next piece, or I could take the trinket, which I just needed a little bit of information. And this is why I love, never just trust one resource. Have one that you go to and then aggregate that shit, okay? Go and fucking compare to other sites that have different information. You're not looking for bias. Sometimes you're just looking for info. I did not see either of those trinkets on here. The next place I would have gone would have been Wowhead to see what their stance was, and then also still to Questionably Epic, right? Sometimes you have to trust your own intuition, and if you're learning and you're paying attention, a lot of the times you're probably on the right track. And when I looked and I saw that trinket, the Mastery proc for 10 seconds isn't amazing, but Mastery is still a very good stat. And more than anything, we need to have no double on use setups. A ramp trinket, whether we're in dungeon or not, is still pretty good to learn how to pair stuff up with evangelism. It does make it set it and forget it as well too, which is also really nice. It's almost like having 2 passives. And then understanding that from what you're seeing, which is for this one, House of Cards, Ayakazan, is very clearly for a specific setup and why it's good compared to something else. This was, whoopsie. This turned out to be, hey, let's get semi-bis trinkets, and then the particular shoulders that I catalyze were Hero Track shoulders that have tertiary on it. You take those. We take those all day, every day. We need to double check. I haven't done any enchants on this character at all. So she's very much in alt. But you know what? 643 is getting really close to some of the people that are currently already in the raid right now. So we'll take that. A lot of fun. A lot of stuff to talk about on the priest there. Really easy to get lost in that. But we freaking bang on the monk. We bang on the priest. We bang on the monk. The monk had something that could roll into what the priest needed. We bang on the priest. Priest hits. We get some solid upgrades there. We go on to the hunter. The hunter wins because last night, all this talk about House of Cards dropped for me last night. We did One Arm Bandit Prague last night, which was better than expected. I went in my usual Debbie Downer self and kind of figured that it, more than anything, I thought they're going to be working on OAB all night. OAB is not a fucking, hey, we'll just walk up in there and kill tonight. It wasn't like Sprocket, where I was like, yeah, like, if you guys don't kill this in one night, like, I'm going to scratch my head. If they had spent the night working on OAB, I'd like that makes sense. This fight is kind of a pain in the ass. But they had gotten a few pulls in, and more than anything, like, I was on during the day, and then I got off right before raid to take a break / go get food, hang out with the wifey, and just let them get the first little bit of the fight out of the way. For what it's worth, it's much more fun if I come to the raid a couple of White Claws deep. I sometimes take this stuff too seriously, and this has been one of the first times in my entire WoW career that I've been able to stop and not try to be super sweaty, lead everything, tell everybody what to do, go in and have a good time. I'm on my hunter. I'm doing my own thing. I don't care if stuff drops. I've already finished my fucking prog. As much as I would have loved to do it with the group, I had to do my own stuff this season to make sure I could work it around my job. So my stuff is already kind of taken care of. My hunter, compared to the rest of the raid, my hunter is 658 in every single slot. So my hunter is my monk are about a step below of my shaman, and my shaman is at like the peak right now. My shaman is every week I'm figuring out how do I spend my 90 gilded crests. And then once I spend 90 gilded crests in 10 minutes, I can get no stronger this week. There's nothing else I can do. I'm just playing the game. The other ones are still rune crest and gilded crest levels behind on top of the gear drops as well, right? But you want to talk about a hunter that's like pretty well geared from normal, right? I don't have very many heroic pieces because I've only been doing like on the side heroic prog. But yeah, 658 hero track helm. I said screw it and crafted a freaking neck piece. I actually have hero track tier shoulders that I got from Vault, but the shoulders are the piece you wear the least. And until I push past the 658 gearing mark, I'm okay with this because this is just gonna break. Or it's just, like I'll still have my 4-piece, but it's just not gonna be nearly as good. Scaling wise, in the end, it'll scale up better, but these are technically my BIS shoulders. A hero track version of these would be better. Everything on here is champion track or hero track or crafted. That's it. My hunter has been stupid lucky. The first week was, hey, normal cash from Undermined, from doing time walking or something like that. Boom, we get a normal tiny pal. Except this one's heroic. What? Yeah, so there was another event that gave a piece of heroic gear, and I got heroic tiny pal out of that. I got tiny pal normal out of my first one, and then 2 weeks later, I got tiny pal heroic out of my other one. Yeah, I'm good. And because they're the galley tech versions, they're the very rare, I think they were like one of the very rare pieces. I think that it dropped at like 4 out of 6 heroic out of my cache when it should have just been a base level. Hands up, boys. Ripton Ike is on. Off of a normal Gallywix kill, got a Funhouse lens out of Delves and a hero track as well too. 1.5-minute trinket. I could have taken House of Cards yesterday, but I'm like, I already have a 1.5-minute hero track trinket like on use. It actually would have just been like a minor upgrade, right? This one, if I gamba and crit, it's not as good. If I gamba on haste, I'm fucking smoking people, right? I'm also freaking taking the guild PI, or one of the guild, because we have double priest, so I'm taking one of the guild PIs. So I am being the worst. Unearthed Relic Band. Okay, crit haste ring, right? Faded championship ring. Crit haste ring from the raid. Dude, I got so fucking geared, dude. This character is so good. It's one of those where, like, I'm not gonna parse pinks and purples because, like, people have way higher eye level than this character, but for, like, where this character is able to do everything except for just step into Mythic, right? And even then, I probably still could. I ran a 10 last night with the homies, right? This is from last night's 10. 2.42 million DPS overall. Your boy was blasted. And we did have, again, our guild disc in the group, and I was just, yeah, send PI. I got my 2-minute up. Boom. Hold it. You know what? Fuck it. There's still stuff alive in this pack. I'm going to send my 2 minutes. Send PI. Boom. Just blowing shit up. Left and right. So much fucking fun. Oh, I haven't yoinked out of this one yet. Oh, I haven't picked my Hunter's gear yet. Fuck. I thought I already picked my Hunter. We still have my Shaman. Jesus Christ. Okay. Hunter is geared to the 9s, right? Everything. Champion track 8 out of 8. I haven't crafted gilded crafts yet because I'm saving my gilded. I probably should have, and I probably spend it on like a weapon or something. But even then, you can spend it on a weapon, but this at a myth track is actually still better. Or if you just get a mythic track weapon, which would be fairly reasonable to get from just doing dungeons. I don't think the proc on here either really matters. It has like it's kind of like Ayakazan. Eventually it could stack up to 25, but even then it's not going to do that much of your damage. maybe it's like where the corruptions are going to be when they come out in a few weeks. But yeah, full champion track there. 658 double dawn thread, crit haste, double dawn thread on there. So we have 50% passive crit right now without anything up. I mean, I could take the weapon oil off. 48%. Absurd. I believe crit rating starts to fall off at 21k. I'm 3k over the rating already. I think that's what I was looking at right now, which is, I was simming. That's what I was doing. So I was going to sim because this is our vault. I suppose this is 658. I realize the eye level's boosted on that. Oh, this must be a drop from later in the raid. All right. Oh, wait, is this a galley drop? Hold on. Is that the Gallywick's neck? Who drops that? Oh, it's Muggsy's neck. Okay, so it drops as the eye level that it drops from the raid. Ookie dookie. We don't do anything with that. I mean, if I hadn't crafted a neck, this would low-key be really good because I have 3k crit rating that I can afford to lose right now. And 6k mastery would probably be huge. Again, I crafted that slot, so I don't know if I want to take that L just yet. Crit haste cloak. Crit haste is ideal stats. We're running crit mastery right now. This is going to be even more crit heavy. So we're having a bit of a problem now where we are way over crit cap. Mythic track shoulders, which I think is the correct take here, because I don't care about my shoulders. They can be whatever. My biggest issue is that we're going to be losing 1,000 haste, and we're going to be slamming even heavier into crit, which is, we're dangerously approaching, I think, the next DR cap, especially when we proc stuff. We are way over. Remember, we get 12% just from, well, that's not going to hit DR from rating. So that is just a flat 12% as we're playing the game. But like, we're going to be like damn near 60, 70% crit. It's kind of dumb for BM. But they'll scale higher than any other main stat slot that I'll have, and I don't have any mythic track pieces. So I think without simming that this is the correct play. These are just 649 shoulders, and what's funny is I actually had those at one point. They're fucking beans. And then a hero track cloak, but now that we know that we have the crit haste on top. So it's these two pieces, and I wouldn't be surprised if they toss that in there, but I think without even looking, it's probably the shoulders. It's gotta be the shoulders. So let's go and look at another window. We're gonna go raid bots. We're going to do a top gear. I'm going to select all the things in there. We're going to do that. We're going to say select item sets, minimum set bonus. Don't worry about that. Catalyst charge. We do have a catalyst charge, but I don't think catalyst charge helps us. Do I not have any catalyst pieces on here? Select all great vault items. And let's slam our shoulders to, so I have some shoulders in the bank right now that I could slam to 662. I don't think they'd be worth it, but we could. Yo, I have a hero track chest. Hold on. What? Ree! If it wasn't for the add-on, I would not even know this right now. I usually try and keep, I have hero track legs too. Wait, what? Okay. But I only have one charge this week. Bang. Oh bang. Okay. Now I panic. All right. What if we slam that? All right. Now I got to hit alt. Oh, fuck, dude. Now I am in straight panic mode now. Okay. 658 legs, 658. Let's do the raid AoE. One combination too much. What do you need from me? I don't trust this neck, so I'm gonna pull the neck out for now. You're bitch. I'm not paying for premium raid bots, so I can only have 300 combinations. There's only so many iterations that it's gonna let me run at a time because I'm not paying for the service. Oh, fine. Okay. I need to take off one thing. Oh, if I just don't tell it to... Okay, if I don't tell it to choose a spec and it just goes in whatever spec I'm in right now. I'm in my Mythic Plus spec. It's not going to be that much different from Raid AoE. It's actually no different from Raid AoE. It's perfectly fine. We'll fucking send that. Alright, so get the neck back in there. We got the shoulders upgraded to 658. We've got the chest catalyzed and... Do I have to catalyze this? Convert to catalyst item. There we go. Yeah, I need to actually tell it to catalyze. 658 and then catalyze. And now I'm over. Okay, now we take the neck out. Okay. Now you're being a piece of shit. We don't need the torchbearer shoulders, so those can actually go. And okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So we should... Oh, you know what? Do I have one charge or do I have two? Wait. There's no way. There's no freaking way. If I have two charges, bro, this could be disgusting. Alright. Chess piece. Fuck. But wait, I still haven't hit 2k on this character. So, small goals. Could try and hit 2k, which I think was just 6s and 7s. So I could basically just, like, play the game. At 1500? Oh, dude, if we did 6s... Oh, my God. So is the play... Catalyzed chest, catalyzed legs? Oh, my God. I'm going to power spike, dude. I'm going to power spike so hard. Catalyzed chest, catalyzed legs. Then we'll have hero... in those two slots, hero in the head, and then what is left? So it wants me to throw, yep, it's the shoulders, without a doubt. Even if I take the others up 662, yeah. It doesn't even matter. It's also not even like a huge upgrade. It's 4,000 DPS. Hell yeah. But it's just the fact that it's myth track shoulders. So, we kind of figured that. It makes the most sense. But now, we might have some very interesting goals for the next couple of weeks. Some very interesting goals. Because we yoink this, we start grabbing myth track pieces. We need to... run 6s and 7s on this character. I probably won't do it on the priest. If I end up leaning into my hunter this week, I will not be playing my priest. I kind of max out at 2-3 characters at this point. The same thing happened last season too. Was I was like, I'm just gonna play my shaman and my og, okay? And then like I woke up one day and I was leveling my hunter, and then I woke up another day and I was freaking leveling my monk, and then they were done. And I was like, well, I just kind of just want to gear my shaman. But my shaman's kind of done gearing, and then I need to make sure my Og can come to raid, and I don't want to show up and not have a lot of gear, so I'll gear myself. And next thing you know, I had 3 fucking characters. One day I looked at my vault and I'm like, I can't do this. The same thing happened this season as well too. Is at some point I was like, am I trying to get into my 3rd raid for this week? How much time have I spent playing this game? I need to go outside. I'm not doing this anymore. I just walked the fuck away. So I think that might be where we're headed here too, where I will probably play a couple of characters and then everybody else is just going to every other week or so. I'm like, okay, I'll go. Like if I don't play the priest at all this week, other than getting rusty on it, it's like, okay, I got my ramp trinkets and now I can actually do whatever I want. I just have to log in and play. Okay, we're going to put the Mythic Track shoulders on. They are an instant upgrade for us, minus losing the haste. But our crit is just... These are dumb. What this, bro? What the fuck is this? What are these shoulders? Oh, they're moving. They're vibrating. Oh, hell yeah. Why? Don't answer that question. Why are they vibrating? Don't answer that. Bruh. These shoulders are terrible. They look like beans. Absolute beans. Okie dokie. So, okay. Methinks we do that. These would go to 6. These should be free upgrades to 658. So these will not be downgrades at all. But if we have one charge and we're at what, 1700, 1500? Yeah, I think this week we may play the hunter. How many points do we get for this? 304 compared. It's almost 100 points. If people would take me in 10s, we could actually just do like time 2 or 3 10s, and it would just be done. It would actually just be done. Okay, so we hit 2K this week, and then we catalyze chest and legs, and then we're sitting hero track, myth track, hero track, hero track. We just need hero track gloves. So that means there's only one boss we need to chase now, which would be Cock. We need to chase Cock. Yep. Calls in a Carnage. Also, we're in a good spot too, where just heroic is just the perfect. It's just gonna be perfect for me to pick stuff up in heroic. Rick Reverb's neck would be. I would trade my crafted neck for this sucker in a heartbeat. Absolutely. And I don't think we're worried about too much else. Wow. Oh, and I have Craze boots too, dude. This hunter's so fucking geared, dude. More than gear, I really start falling in love with having your ideal stats, because it just makes your character play the way that you expect them to play, which is always great. We got a 9 Floodgate. That probably rots. Maybe we take an 8 and take it to a 10. Maybe if the boys are on, they get us through a 9 and we go to a 10. Or we just take somebody's 10. Okay. Well, I'm feeling pretty good about that. This has been a hell of a 2-hour vault, like, fucking wake up. Okay. Last but not least, the one. Himothy? Hermothy? Shimothy? It's that B right there. It's my girl. Oh, yeah. What did I do on my shaman? Again, my biggest gripe about Great Vault Days is that once we get the reset, you'd never get to see where your vault left off. But I do remember 2 slots in the top were heroic, 1 was normal. I did 5 bosses on heroic, and then I killed 1 on normal, and I just didn't have it in me to either go and do it on heroic or find a different boss. The only thing that I would really need from raid right now would be heroic trinkets. It took forever. Fucking forever. But I finally got, at the very least, the normal versions of my 2 best trinkets. I have a Mr. Pick Me Up and I have a Moxie's. I didn't show it earlier, but like my monk, before everybody, my monk had got a Mr. Pick Me Up out of that. So that first cast where I got the gun for my hunter, that same cast I did for my monk, I got Mr. Pick Me Up. I was like, okay. I did a Priory run for the boys and forgot to upgrade one of my trinkets. Signet dropped and just went, well, I can't fucking trade it because I didn't think when we came in here about upgrading my shit. And yeah, I would have happily given it away to one of our other boys so they could use it. No. So now I have freaking Signet and Mr. Pick Me Up on my Mistweaver. Biss. Cruise control. Vibing. With the exception of, there's a secret combination out there that not a lot of people are, well, the top rank healers are running a different combination, but a lot of healers are running Reverb Radio with Bursting Light Spawn. My freaking Mistweaver has Bursting Light Spawn as well. All I'm missing is Reverb Radio. I should be playing my Mistweaver. My mystery. A lot of my characters, if I can be completely honest, where I've had seasons where I'm not quite fully understanding what's going on, where I'm kind of like feeling like I'm missing out on gear and like I'm falling behind. I felt that way for a week on most of my characters. And I feel, especially when you're talking about like my shaman, I feel like I am one of those like super sweaty, way ahead of the pack, has done everything to max out their character short of like, let's go like bottom 5%. Let's say like top 5% is like the CE racing guilds, right? And then once you start going from there, you get the people who are just understand the systems and getting lucky and efficiently using their resources. And that's been the biggest thing for me this season, is trying to understand when to send upgrade crests, when to hold on to them, when to greed for an item to drop, breakpoints to hit, and then spreading it out and playing the upgrade game. The moment that I started looking and saying, okay, I have my 90 allotted crests where they're ruined or gilded for this week, and I need to figure out where's the best place for them to go so I can make the most out of my character this week. Because even if I get drops, I still need a week for a catalyst charge, a week for a spark, X amount of time and crests to craft something, right? Once I started hitting that point, I was like, I am at that level of the game where we are processing and looking at shit way different, and we're doing it at a pace that is much faster than most other people, and it's a lot of fun to me. It's a ton of fun. That being said, we haven't looked at the shaman today. The shaman is fucking geared. And my shaman has been fucking geared for a long time. Okay? I think one of the biggest moments for this season was going in, and those first two, it took 3 weeks, but for those first 2 weeks, the pug progression on sticks was as bad as Mythic. It was hard to get a group that could get that boss even remotely close, and it was 3-4 wipes, break, reform, 3-4 wipes, break, reform. When I finally killed it, I got my tier token drop, and I got my Bis Heroic Helm, which is not this helm. This was another one that dropped out of, I think, like Workshop or Mechagon, that has basically the identical, like almost identical stats, and just proc to tertiary. So we're cruising. Hero Track maxed out Helm, crit haste. Hero Track 658, Bis neck with Leech. Okay, took me seeing this drop 3 times for other people. Then I got mine, and then another one dropped with Leech, and I was like, do you need that? And he said no, and I'm like, well, I can take it because I'm wearing the same one, and I could use Leech. And I took it. Good neck. Look at the crit on that. 4.6k crit. Absurd. Your boy's rolling high. So far, out of all the weeks that I've done a chase for Myth Track, I've had a piece come out of it, and it has been a good piece. A good piece. This wasn't the first piece. I'll just go through as we get there, but you'll see it. Mythic and maxed out. That slot is done. One thing I did not do last season was, by the time I got around to getting 10s and progression, we're talking probably another month and a half, right? Our raid progression, I think we killed Ansarek in 8th week, and a lot of my progression was tied to the guild, which is why things are different this season. I gotta work random days this week, and it's on everybody's raid night. I have a potential to work. It's just a little bit rough. So I had to, you know what, this season, I got to go get mine, which meant I got to learn to pug. I got to go and, get in there, get lucky on the kill, get lucky on the drop, and move on with life. So it's been rough, but because of that, instead of being this geared at week 8, I was this geared at week 3 and 4. Right? I just squished all that shit down, which has been fun. That has been a lot of fun pushing this hard. Mid-check shoulders. Crit versatility cloak. My 2 ideal stats on Shaman are crit versatility. All of my off pieces have crit versatility. I feel cozy. Hero track chest. I think I just swapped this one out last week. with the catalyst charge because I just had like I had normal chests and normal gloves for like the longest time. I think I still have I still have normal gloves, but I have Hero Track ready for catalyst. So I do have a replacement for these. I just have to get there. Hero Track chest. Mythic Track bracers. There are 2 sets of crit versatility bracers this tier. I had one already at Heroic Track. My second week of Mythic Track gear, I got these bracers. Exact same. Slight shift in the stat weight, almost like the helm. There's like 2 of the same piece. They're the exact same. They're just the same. Okay. So this was week 3. This was week 2. Okay. Champion gloves, but I already showed in the back. I have some Hero Track gloves that are waiting. 675 crafted. I've tried to only craft at with Gilded Crest. I did make a mistake, and I didn't know that your Season 1 crafted stuff could be recrafted with a Season 2 Spark. So I actually dumped all my old crafted gear and then recrafted brand new again. So I spent way too much fucking money. That being said, your boy just got 50K on the come up. So pockets ain't empty, cuz. Pockets ain't empty. Got our craft going on. No big deal there. Hero Track legs. You see, we're maxed out, by the way. This was week 1. Week 1 was Mythic Track boots. And what's cool about this was that doesn't happen very often, but this was one of the off pieces of a set that you can catalyze that still turns into a good set. There are no crit versatility boots in this tier. However, Shaman tier fucking boots are crit versatility. So when I got Myth Track boots, I had already been reading in the background that this was the one weird piece you can catalyze. Had an extra charge, said frickin' send it. Gives perfect stats, max it out. That slot is done. Bruh. Bruh. I'm floating between rings occasionally. I'm playing Cersei's, and I'm playing the heal proc version of it. One of them puts like a hot on people, and one of them chain heals, right? Whisper Sea Shanty to 5 allies, healing them for a little bit over 5 seconds. And bathe an ally in restorative water, jumps a tuner. That's literally chain heal, right? So I chain heal, my chain heals when they bounce off the totem, they chain heal again, they chain heal another person. I've just hit nature's and then chain heal again, right? Chain heals. There is a stat version that I was running with this, but it doesn't work great. You can run the increase to all stats, increase to your highest stat, and then kind of falls off there because the next stat one is a mastery. And stat weight wise, 18,000 crit, 4,000 haste, 1,000 mastery, and 15,000 versatility. You can see where my stats lie. Getting mastery does nothing for me, and it's mostly because if you're on a shaman, mastery and versatility are kind of the same thing, and mastery is only good if the target is low, and stacking a bunch of it does nothing if you're also trying to do DPS. You're giving up damage stats for nothing. So we're crit versatility. I do occasionally float. Where's the ring? I think it's this one. It's a 645 ring, but with rings, most of your budget is going into, truthfully, the raw budget goes into like how many allocated stats are in there, but eye level to eye level, stats on rings and necks scale like piss. If you just have them, you're going to get whatever value that you're probably going to get out of them. What you're missing on is the stamina, right? So 7,000 stamina from the 675 crafted ring compared to the 645 ring is no joke. Even the 3,000 is probably a little more passable with dropping the Circes. Go from 9.5 to, that's negligible at that point. The big thing about this ring and why I run it and why I've still been playing with it is this is the only crit versatility ring that we're going to get. There are no crit versatility rings in this tier, which is super weird. Super weird. Some combinations just can't be found this tier, which is a little painful. So crafting was the only way that I could actually get a crit versatility ring. But as much as, and this is what drives me crazy, there's 4 fucking % versatility, comparatively speaking. right? 4% versatility, that's 4% flat healing, and 2% DR. That's no joke. I am kind of already tanky at 20% versatility and healing. And when you look in the logs, the amount of healing that these two freaking citrines do is kind of actually absurd. I don't know if I have any recent. Let's see what this one. But if you look at, this is a bad one, but like Old Bardic plus Mariners, sometimes these two will be neck and neck, and they'll be right at like 7 and 8. And they'll both be like 5% healing each, which is like 10% healing, which puts it closer to like, hey, the button that I'm hitting all the freaking time to actually keep people alive. Yeah, these two are kind of there. So the 4% overall throughput that I would get might not be equivalent to the 10% overall extra random ticking healing mixed in with everything else that I'm doing. So I've been running that for now. The typical rule that most people go by is once you have a myth track 665 ring, that's when you can start swapping out the Circes. And mostly from there, I did the numbers on it, and a Circes is basically, if you do the stats version, if you do the stats version of a Circes, it turns out to be like the equivalent of like a 2490 ring. So if you look at the stamina, the stats would be like stamina and then like 2490. It's like basically what it comes out to. And so once you have a ring that can scale harder than that, especially if you're just using the stats version, the ring just scales better. I want to say for hunters, really early, you drop out Circes, and what was it? I was looking at Disc Priest. Yeah, Disc Priest is like, yeah, we don't touch Circes. Yeah, we don't touch it. They're just like, yeah, we want stats. Those aren't good stats. Give me Jaster Diamond and Roulette Wheel. Yeah, give me stats. Have I actually cracked the vault? I haven't. I've just been yapping. I've just been yiggity yapping this entire time. Where did we leave off? The shaman is heroic, normal. I did 13s last week, so this is all going to be myth track gear, and then 649. I don't know what we're looking for. However, on the docket already today, I mentioned these hero track gloves right here. This was the potential catalyst target for this week. Get those gloves in there, get those gloves on hero track, and we should be able to take those 665 real soon and get them all nice and boosted up. Yeah, here's the thing about that. Last week we got myth track likes to drop. Oh back. And they're indestructible too. Oh, fuck. This was the play. This is the play. These are sitting at already ready for me to be maxed out. Maxed out myth track legs is goated. No idea what we were going to get here. No idea. Oh, I know what we'd want. Would I still take that though? Would I? I don't even know anymore. You take it because it's myth track. Let me look back at myself. Hold on. Let me do a little checky poo here. Because let's go to koala trinkets. 658. Actually, go 665 for a myth track trinket in case you find one. And import my gear again. So, truthishly, for raid, I have normal BIS version. Oof. See, I want what comes out of my mythic track, so that really instantly invalidates my hero track from rating, which is a pain in the butt. But trinket wise, which I think is the only thing that I'm chasing. I mean, we'll take hero track we'll take myth track in just about every single slot. As long as it doesn't force me to recraft anything, I'm fucking good. Myth track shield, because there's a crit versus. Oh no, but that comes out of raid. Shit. There's the crit haste one though. Myth track shield would be fine. Myth track weapon is a bit of a waste. I don't know. I was going to say that, and see, as I look at it, it's like okay, but carved blaziken wax, which is the trinket that I have been low-key. I haven't done the actual proper grind for it. I've done quite a few DFC runs, but I haven't like locked in and did like some crazy grind for it. But because I have double passive already, this doesn't hit as hard anymore. It does for dungeons, but even for dungeons, Mr. Pick Me Up, Muggses, and Carved are still near the top. Buren is super low, but we already talked about the value of Buren, right? Buren is less about some sort of throughput and crazy proc, and more, it is an on-use that I would trust probably more than anything else here. They've got minute and a half for Funhouse Lens. That doesn't sync up with anything for Resto Shaman. Signet of the Prairie, which is 2 minutes. If you're running 2-minute Ascendance, you can have that pop during your Ascendance, which is always good. You could always use it as a secondary cooldown outside of, because I think it's just going to give you more of what you're good at. So this is going to push my crit up closer to like 50%, maybe even more, depending on if like I'm running Moxies or something, or Moxie Jug. Power Suit Core, which is just a stat stick. Quick Wick, which is a 2-minute haste, which low-key, Quick Wick would have a lot of uses as both for DPS and healing, because we're not stacking a bunch of haste in this build, and it could use a sprinkle more with how much you have to hardcast. Abyssal Volt, Soul Letting Ruby, Buren, Bashful, Energy Drink, Mana Battery, blah, blah, blah. House of Cards, super low. For raid, it's Mr. Pick Me Up, Muggses, and IF Kazan. Yeah, the Funhouse and Signet are just up there. And Carved Blaziken Wax. The biggest upside for a Mythic Track trinket is just that it's a Mythic Track trinket. The stats that you're going to get from it, especially the main stat budget, is going to be so ridiculously strong that that's what's going to make it worth it. I do believe that at some point I had Myth Track trinkets drop before, but they were beans and it wasn't worth picking up. So there are situations where we won't. What do we really want? I mean, if I got Myth Track gloves, Myth Track trinket, Myth Track shield, Myth Track cloak with good stats, like Myth Track, this isn't kind of like, it's not like when we're in the hero track and it's like, okay, it's only like a certain, like everything is available and open. I don't know what I would take the most out of this. A trinket would be nice because you can just upgrade to the fucking moon and back. Let's see. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. Double check loot specialization. Make sure I wasn't on. Oh, shit. Okay. Mythic Buren would also be really fun. Mythic Buren would make me fucking lax. Then I have to wear it all the time, and I'm just going to be a shielding shaman. Okay. So, there is a possibility, and I need to think about this. There is a possibility that I could actually change my loot spec to elemental because the table is smaller. Or I'm sorry, the table narrows it down for Blaziken Wax. If I go healer, it's throwing in Buren. If I don't, then it could be Blaziken. I think that's smarter for if I'm doing a targeted run. I think Resto on this is just better. Because I could get heroic. If I got like a heroic, if I missed a chance on heroic pick me up and there was like a no mythic something, like if I got mythic for all the slots I already have and I just couldn't take it, if I missed out on heroic pick me up because I rolled elemental, I feel bad. So I'm going to keep that as a thought in the back of my head, but I don't think I'm going to pull a trigger on that yet. I think I'm still going to roll Resto. Okay. I'm not sure. Okay, what do we have here? Oh! I fucking did it again! I can't keep getting away with this! No fucking way! No fucking way! Let's go! Fucking clip it, let's go! I am fucking Himothy today! And that's Myth Track legs, and that's Myth Track trinket. What the fuck? Wait, I don't have to take the Myth Track legs, because I have Myth Track legs to fucking catalyze! I got my trinket! I got my fucking trinket! Let's go! Let's go. Bro, we are cooking. We are there. We are in there like swimwear. Bruh, he's just goated today. He's just Himothy. Bruh. I gotta play this again. Let's see if we can find the clip. Oh, Jesus. I take the card Blaziken Wax all day, every day. It's not even a look. It's not even a fucking question. All right, let me find it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's going on? You gotta take it one step at a time, buddy. One step at a time.
I have calibrated my prices. Return and peruse my inventory again. My thanks for your...
Let me go refill the coffee cup real quick and then reset. Reset. Goodness gracious. What a crazy 3 hours. Okay, so I have my last third of a cup of coffee here. Uh, I, you guys know I didn't frickin' eat like I said I was going to, so that's a problem. But we are frickin' cooking with gas today. Absolutely cooking. I am a little mad that I didn't save my Gilded Crest for this week. Now, hindsight, it looks like it might have been a bad idea, because that'd be 30. I slammed 30 into my chest.
There is much to be done.
Because it's also like, it was the biggest main stat upgrade I was going to get. But now, I need 75 crests for that. And I need 60 for this. That's a next week angle. Who's going to give me more intellect? I think maxing this is 622 intellect compared to... Gah. Gah. Wait. 5188 intellect. It's going to be an 800 intellect difference? Okay. Okay. What do I run? I guess I would drop Moxies? I'm so confused now. I do not know what I would run. What a great problem to have. I am permanently locked into Buren now. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm permanently locked into Blaziken Wax. I don't have to frickin' farm DFC anymore, dude. I am standing up in my chair right now. You can't even see me. You can't see me. I am standing tall. I don't have to farm DFC. So much stuff has actually just started to freaking connect for some of my tunes, man. Holy crap. Okay, I stood up and now I gotta go potty. We are cruising. Cruising. All right. We have a potential 678 here, right? Carved Blaziken at 678 is a 205 rating. Mr. Pick Me Up and Moxes are at 658. So 219 and 197. I think it's Pick Me Up and Blaziken Wax, right? That's a crazy combo. I think it's Pick Me Up and Blaziken. Yeah, I was... Because I think we're getting close to crit cap, which this potentially pushes you over. Because once you hit 3k, which is 5 stacks, which you're going to hit, you're starting to hit DR. That's Dungeon. And Raid, 678 Blaziken is 204. 196 here. And 198. So it'd be Mugsies. Oh, you'd be running crit versatility, potentially. Or you do the pick me up for... I can run whatever the hell I want and it doesn't matter. I think we're just locked into Blaziken at all times now. Especially at 662. Oh, yeah. We're locked into Blaziken Wax. That's wild. Yo. Let me do this for the group. Really proud of them for that last night. It was a really good run. I I don't know what to do with myself now. I mean, just that alone is an upgrade. Need to re-enchant our legs. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Here, track crit haste. I mean, we're
Honored to meet you.
we're the strongest. Card crest. Yep.
In unity,
Let's roll these
find
down.
strength.
130. Dude, that's gonna be
We are
quite a few.
united
Hell yeah.
in purpose.
1, 2, 3.
Fair skies and strong winds. There is much to discover.
Wow, a few more rune crests and we'll get another one.
May we all find what we seek.
This world is vast and wondrous.
I had full intent of just sending on the legs, but 622 intellect compared to 719. I think this is also spending 60, right? And then this one is, if we were to spend 60. I think we just rock this. Bro, we're so massive. We're so fucking big, bro. I think we will. I think I just put everything into this trinket. Oh, it's so hard not to. Yeah, I will. Yep. And then we'll play with some trinkets. I'll test out not running Buren
Find what you seek.
in some dungeons and see if maybe I still feel okay without it. It's just nice for the occasional one-shot potential. I think I might need to bio. It's all good. Big chilling. Bummersnow. Is this the second one? I think so. Yeah. Yo 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 yo. What up? Yee-hoo! What a fucking morning, bruh. 15 seconds to get 3K versatility. That is insanity. 3K versatility is going to be what I have on my ring, right? 4.1 to 3.4. Yeah, you're talking like 3%. It's just random, just a 3% healing proc. It's going to proc Mark of the Wild. That's basically what it is. This is essentially Mark of the Wild. Crazy. Oh, we're gonna feel so good. I think I can do something like this, right? And we should be able to get it to proc. 16, should go up to 19 or 20 is where I'm expecting it to go. Once we get that proc going. You just gotta believe. There it is. Oh, as soon as we got in combat, there we go. Up to 21. How many? Wait, it gave me 3769. It's giving you more than it says? Holy shit. It's giving me 3769. Oh, increased by 300 if you stand next to the candle. There we go. Forgot about that. Probably going to be an ICD on it. It's just your spells and abilities. Oh, it's just your spells. There we go. Got it up again. That's got to be reduced for PvP combat. Yeah. Yeah, so I think some of these are PvP. I think I'd have to do like this for it to work properly. There we go. 3769. 34. Does it just update dynamically? It does. Wow. You go from 21% to 16. It's like 5% versatility? Are you fucking kidding me? This thing is disgusting. At 17% right now. Are we stacking because of... Yep. And so when it procs, it puts it right under your feet, too. still in combat. Should still be ramping. 21%. Move away from it. It's gonna be negligible. Rex is 300. Talking about damn near freaking 5% versatility, dude. That's insane. That's so crazy, man. That's just insane. Just the throughput of it all, man. My word. Can call me Timothy Voltman today, bro. Aw, I want to change my name to Timothy Voltman. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands. I mean, we could even do, like, this could be nasty where we just go just stats, right? We could even do something like this, where we are just stats. God, how high would this be? We have to let everything kind of proc and ramp here. We need a Mugsy proc. What's this? Versatility. Chooses a random one every 8 seconds. There's the WAG, so 26% so far. Wow. Get a Mugsy proc in here, maybe? There's like a very low ICD on this. Wow. That absolutely just procced. Yep, that's my crit on my... Yep, there we go, there we go, there we go. Now look at us. 45% crit. 49% crit with like 30%. Good lord. Do you see that? Up to 50% crit in some windows. And how much versatility? Oh my god, dude. I could really start experimenting with a couple different setups. You wouldn't have some of that passive healing, but just how much just throughput are we gonna have? I don't even know what to really run. Right? Because this is kind of comparable. Actual throughput and healing is insane. We're locked into Blaziken Wax. We can run Beer and Blaziken. This is just like super tanky. Not really reach on anything. We could run like a pure crit versatility. We could run just a little bit more healing to help out. You could do this, which I think is like a really healy setup. This will heal a lot. Procs from this, versatility, throughput on everything. This could be like a good staple go-to. Insane. We have 30, we still need 60. We can get another 15 rolled over from Rune Crest. I don't even know what we have to do this week for chores. Just world quests. We finished our delves, so we don't have that still lingering. I don't care about that. I don't care about any of that. Just care about weekend event stuff. My, oh my.
I will see you through the shadow.
If you choose this, I don't think you can go back, can you? I gotta do delves anyway, man. If you decline, maybe?
We owe our service
Call the
to
world
those
so.
in
Oh, you
need.
can. Okay, I never knew you could do that. Complete various activities and undermine. Just give me a
We
delve.
are a light in the darkness.
I'm gonna have to go through delves anyway.
Be strong, my friend. Your aid brings hope to us all.
Remain
I
vigilant.
guess you could technically. That's actually something I'd like to know. Could you do abandon? Yes. This
My faith
also
kindles my hope.
undermine.
May you
gonna
walk in
do?
the light. Bring Beladar's warmth to those in need.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but that seems like a hell of a lot more fun. What? Hold adrift, kick a discarded can, slash dance with denizens of undermine, slash tickle Pax top skimmer, slash get kicked out of the Galagio? What the fudge? That might be one of the most fun freaking ones I've ever heard of. Oh yeah, I can't go under a 13 for keys. Love it. Love it. Big cooking. Big cooking. Wow. I could do some 10s.
My directive is to serve
At this point,
you.
I'd rather just, I could do 10s for cress. Do some cress farming. When we get cress, max out the wax. That's gonna give so much stats, bro. Oh my god. How many? What are our stats gonna scale to here? I'm curious.
How fare you?
Yeah. It's all about the intellect. I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna scale very hard with the versatility, is it? And the answer is no. Get an extra 200 versatility, which is okay. Kind of what you would get when you upgrade a ring, but there's so much front loaded into the intellect itself. Okay. Should we still? So, I guess there's this too, right? Hold on.
There is much to be done.
If you're going 60 for 60, right? 60 for 622. You technically would get more out of maxing the legs. So I wonder, do we still max the legs because it's a main piece that has like a high budget on it? There was this thing right here. Oh, that's for crafting. Yeah, you can't craft a trinket, never mind. they rated the budget for stuff, but they did not put trinkets in there. I guess because you can't technically trink. Okay. We'll see what those first 60. Honestly, like, I don't think you're losing if I put it into anything here. Like, we could slam the Mythtrack legs, they'll be done. Next week we can slam the Mythtrack trinket, it'll be done.
Skies and strong winds.
I won't be able to do this either. $6:30 Central Time. Is that like 4:30? I may need to check it.
I have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders.
I think one's for rating and one's for the other one, right? Let me double check here real quick. Gems, enchants, chess piece, chess piece, chess piece. What? They only put gems? Oh. They didn't put one for M+. LOL. I am fairly certain of what it is, but I'll check anyway. I guess I could switch up to Crystalline Radiance too. I guess it really doesn't matter, dude. I'm just gonna run the same one I was running, which was like what, Stam? Yeah. That's fine.
My thanks for your patronage.
Oh, I'm almost ready for a nappy poo. Got that, we got that, we got that, we got that, we got that. I don't think Shield has a enchant. Oh, they actually dude, what? Not that I would, but so we're losing 115, 115. We're losing 100 or 230 haste, which is fucking minuscule for curse crit. But curse versatility also drops your mastery, which we don't care about. Fire Osworn, the versatility proc. See, I kind of prefer the crit, but I might be able to change it up to versatility. We're gonna be, if we did, dude, our versatility's gonna go through the roof. We're gonna have like fucking like 30% with like a 15% DR. Good lord. We're gonna be so tanky. And if I were to flask for it too, wow. We actually could start stacking Actually, we really could start stacking versatility. And just become, like, if this was, because I think the crit can stay there. If this was just a versatility enchant, and then a versatility proc here, on top of versatility here, we're going to hit plus flask. We're going plus 30%, dude. We're going to be so incredibly tanky. Those are all the same, right? Those are all the same. Okay. Did I end up changing my gym? I did. Why? Why did I move that off speed? Crit versatility, mastery crit, versatility crit, haste crit. You know, Have at least one gem in the other sockets to max out the movement speed effect. You would... I haven't taken that route, but we could. It'd be easier if we had this ring. Maybe when we get this ring replaced, either via crafting or something like that, then I'll worry about it. Because you'd be talking about... Hey, do you need to hurry up? No, you're good. You're just freaking chilling? Okay. Well, we're going to chill. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. We big chilling. Alright, that was, honestly, a pretty darn good day. I got homework to do. I don't know that I feel like doing anything right now. I kind of want to just bask in it right now. We're going to go play with our new toys soon. I need to take some time to finish eating breakfast, because I did not, because I normally don't. But I will see you guys later. We're going to try to figure out what we're doing this week for videos and what new game we're going to play. We got time off next week. We're just vibing this one. Yep.